Buongiorno a tutti, benvenuti a questo nostro webinar. Io sono Mara Bisio, per chi non mi conoscesse, e sono Technical and Sales Specialist presso ActiveBox. Quest'oggi sono ad introdurvi un webinar della serie che abbiamo organizzato in questa seconda metà dell'anno. Hi Pedro.
Ciao. Hi, Mara.
Ciao. Con il nostro Pedro, appunto, che è il nostro referente in Terra Mater, che è il nostro fornitore brasiliano di argille colorate. Allora, vorrei innanzitutto dirvi che se ci sono delle domande nella dashboard che trovate alla vostra destra, potete fare appunto tutte le domande, scrivere nella chat o alzare la mano, e in più una nuova funzione, cioè troverete tra i documenti un documento da scaricare. In questo caso si tratta del documento, quindi della table, con tutte le argille di Terra Mater, con i differenti colori. Per chi conosce ActiveBox sa più o meno di cosa stiamo parlando, quindi i differenti colori con le differenti attività. Oggi però vogliamo andare un po' più nel dettaglio, quindi parlare un po' più nel particolare delle argille, quindi non soffermarci solo sui differenti colori e le diverse attività, ma sui nuovi test che sono stati effettuati proprio da Terra Mater in collaborazione con un laboratorio francese. Questo perché Terra Mater collabora con molti laboratori e con molti, diciamo, centri di studio, anche università, peraltro anche in Italia. If I remember well, Pedro, you collaborate with the University of Perugia?
Yes, Perugia with Professor Maurizio Ricci. Correct.
Ok, perfect. Quindi insomma andiamo un po' più nel dettaglio cercando di capire perché noi definiamo le argille degli ingredienti che sono altamente tecnologici e naturalmente tecnologici, pur essendo appunto ingredienti che derivano dalla natura. Pedro, I don't know if you want to add some words, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. Io non parlo italiano.
Ma tu capisci?
Yes. And so I'm happy to be here and to share this, as Mara told very well. It's a natural, technological, cosmetic ingredient. And thank you very much for your time, everyone. I hope everyone here is safe. And thank you for sharing this time so important with us.
Thank you too. Thank you for your time, Pedro. Per chi non lo sapesse, in realtà questo è il secondo webinar che noi effettuiamo con Terra Mater. Il precedente webinar potete trovarlo sul nostro sito, quindi www.activebox.it, la presentazione, e sul nostro canale YouTube invece ActiveBox Channel, proprio diciamo, la registrazione del video, quindi il webinar se uno volesse insomma rivederselo. Pedro, if you want to start with the presentation, maybe we can start to discuss a little bit more regarding Terra Mater.
Yes, great.
Okay, please.
Perfect. Okay, let's do it here. So, who we are? Well, Terra Mater is a Brazilian company that we spread clays for different markets like ceramics and paper since around 60 years ago. And since 15 years ago, as some hospitals and some doctors used to apply our clays in for different therapeutical purpose. We started a project. Why not use this so special? The clays looked to be very good, very interesting results, and very efficient. Why not you apply these clays for cosmetic purposes? And since we started, the main goal was to keep it natural and also to prove and to look to the clays as an active ingredient. So not just to supply a natural and EcoCert Cosmos certified ingredient, but in fact approved with efficacy studies worldwide, as Mara told with Professor Maurizio Ricci in Perugia, but also in Siena, some studies in France, Tokyo, New Jersey, in the United States, in Brazil, of course, many universities here, and also local studies in the company, Terra Mater also, that really we can support the claims that so many people knows that the clays are very healthy, that the clays really have good results since Cleopatra, since many centuries ago, In fact, everybody knows that the clays are really interesting for cosmetic applications, but how the clays works, how is the clay's action mechanism, and which clays are better than other one? Are there difference between clays? In the previous webinar, as also we saw, that we explain about this difference, what are bentonite clays, what is kaolinite clays, the difference between bentonite, montmorillonite, elite clays, elita clays, or kaolin clays, and which are the benefits for cosmetics, the pH, absorption capacity, and so. And it's what we do. We really did this to support, right, Mara?
Yes, to support each other. Yes, sorry, please, Pedro.
No, go. Ladies first.
No, please.
So, and this, after these years, nowadays we are in more than 40 countries. In Italy, especially our unique distribution with ActiveBox. Since we started, ActiveBox was the first distributor with our Japanese distributor overseas. So it's really an honor to be so many years with ActiveBox. And also nowadays we supply to key accounts around the world, like Cartier in France, Amore Pacifique in Korea, and the big guys like L'Oreal, Unilever, and the Brazilian brands, O Boticário and Natura. They are important top 10, top 20 worldwide.
Yes. Quindi insomma avete visto da questa prima slide che sicuramente gli ingredienti utilizzati e che distribuisce Teramater possono essere inseriti in diverse tipologie di brand, quindi brand più luxury, brand più di mass market, brand di make-up, perché in realtà diciamo che uno dei loro ultimi goal è stato proprio inserirsi in Amore Pacific per quanto riguarda anche prodotti di make-up. Giusto una breve introduzione sulle argille. Come vi ho anticipato potrete vedere dal documento, sono 16 diverse colorazioni, quindi colorazioni molto naturali, insomma che richiamano il verde, i toni del verde, del porpora, del rosso, del giallo, quindi diversi tipi di colorazioni dati dagli oligominerali presenti in differente quantità, con di conseguenza differenti azioni. Sono certificate Cosmos, certificate vegan, utilizzabili in prodotti halal e kosher, quindi in realtà sono multifunzionali sia per l'attività che proprio per i prodotti in cui queste possono essere inserite.
Yes, perfect. And this is how we care about the clays. The idea is to keep it natural, how much natural as possible. And one of the top points is the decontamination process. Because when we think about clays, there is a paradigm, there is a pre-concept that, oh, if I use clay, may I have some microbiological issues. And in fact, it can happen mainly because of 2 points. First, is that the clay used is not a cosmetic standard. It's an industrial standard that, as you know, the clays are really very versatile. We can use clay to do shoes, to make ceramics, to make different electronic compounds, to make paper and cosmetic as well. But the needs for each of these markets or in industries are different. And for cosmetic and also pharma and pharmaceutical use, kaolin is a pharmacopoeia standard. It's pharmacopoeian ingredient. And there are specific needs and specific specifications for these applications. And the decontamination is one of the top and should be decontaminated, of course. But there is a process that some companies used for cosmetic market, that is the gamma radiation. And this, first of all, after we use it, we apply a gamma radiation, there is a waste that we know it will keep for centuries. We don't know what how can we manage this waste, the radioactive waste. And the other point is that it's proved by the European Food Safety Authority,
Yeah.
in that this gamma radiation change the clay structure and the iron, the metals. There are the colors, all the colors that Mara spoke just now. That these different colors do it, the different metals there are in the clays, like copper, iron, magnesium, zinc. So they will change the valence and become reactive, and then can inactivate the preservative system, for instance. So if the mineral, not only clay, it's important also for titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, that if it's contaminated by gamma radiation, it can change the valence and can be reactive with the preservative system, and then it becomes, of course, doesn't work, the preservative system, and then after a while we have some microbiological contamination. This, with our process, Terra Mater has a unique process. It keeps around 48 hours, just removing the water content with quite low temperature to preserve the clay natural structure, and so all the natural benefits.
Yes.
That's great. So, and about, please, Mara, you need to come of invite also all the customers to visit our mining place. But already you know a little bit about our area, yeah? Correct?
Yes, yes, you sent me a lot of picture of the mining place, quindi questa immagine che vedete qua è proprio un'immagine di dove vengono estratte le argille. Sulla presentazione che abbiamo fatto la scorsa volta troverete delle immagini proprio delle cave, quindi delle diverse, diciamo, accumuli anche di argille di diversi colori, quindi renderà sicuramente molto di più l'idea di da dove vengono questi ingredienti. E quindi, come potete leggere in questa slide, la missione di Terra Mater è di trasformare tutto ciò che la natura ci offre in qualcosa di sostenibile, cosciente e soprattutto salutare, quindi che faccia bene in questo caso alla nostra pelle.
And this is also interesting. These clays are not extracted in the Amazon forest. Very far.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Sì, Terra Mater si trova nel sud del Brasile, esatto, da un'altra parte, esatto, non va ad intaccare. Also, even because it's not your philosophy, I mean, it's not your way of work.
Yeah, totally. There is, where the place that we extracted already, there is no forest since centuries, so we didn't remove any tree, and we need to recover all this area. And this is nowadays, believe me, in Brazil, we see a lot of things in the media that sometimes are true, sometimes not exactly.
Yeah.
The point is that the environmental care and environmental law are very strict, but in fact, the point is that Terra Mater, since dozens of years, since 30, 40 years ago, the idea is really to be sustainable. And sometimes there is a very interesting clay, but we need to destroy some natural area. We keep it there because it's important area. It's better to keep it than to extract these clays. We can find other clays nearby without remove this natural area.
And you told me that you are the biggest supplier of clays from Brazil.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
You told me in the past that you are the biggest and also the owner of the place where you extract, not you like Pedro, but you like Terra Mater.
Yeah, of course, yeah, not I am. But yes, it is considered the second or first or second, but okay, let's go second, largest kaolin area, mining area in the world.
Yeah.
So it's,
in the world.
There is also in China, there are some areas, big areas, large mining areas, kaolin mining areas, but the point is that they are mainly contaminated. The soil it's quite contaminated, and this is important also that all studies concerning heavy metals, it's a frequent question also, and other metals, and so we have it under control. I mean, each batch, it's a lot. We do this analysis in Canada and SGS, that it's in Brazil, but it's a international lab, and all studies, even in Europe, if necessary, to understand better how are these heavy metals content and to be safe for European under European rules, European legislation.
Yes, before to go inside, to go deep in the tests, I would like to add just one thing regarding the quality of your clays, because you told me that you extract clays that are far from water.
Far, yes, this is important.
Yes, yes. If you are okay, maybe I can explain in Italian just very shortly to give an idea. Infatti questa cosa è molto interessante, molto importante, ci è stata spiegata da Pedro proprio durante una delle nostre customer visit insieme, ossia che il mining place, quindi diciamo dove loro vanno ad estrarre le argille, è lontano da corsi d'acqua. Quello che voi vedete in questa immagine è probabilmente un lago artificiale che è venuto a crearsi con il tempo per l'estrazione, ma loro sono lontani da corsi d'acqua come possono essere ad esempio dei fiumi. E questo è positivo perché come noi sappiamo l'acqua trasporta con sé tutte anche le impurità, le impurezze, tutto ciò che può essere diciamo dannoso, e i terreni intorno, specialmente delle argille caoliniche che hanno come attività principale quella di assorbire ciò che trovano intorno, assorbirebbero tutte queste impurezze. Invece le argille di terra mater si trovano proprio lontani da corsi d'acqua, ed è per questo che sono, diciamo, con anche un contenuto inferiore di metalli pesanti rispetto a tante altre argille, ecco. Please, Pedro, I don't know that you understand, so if you want to add something, correct, or say more.
Yeah, I do. I understood. It's perfect. And then, like you told me, this is this picture is an artificial lake because it's under the level, so it becomes it comes natural water from some source, and it's not a river, not a kind of area that during the years made some pollutants, some industrial pollutants, or some people waste, you know, that are inside this area. This water. All the kaolin or the clays will absorb these impurities, and then you keep it. There are thousands, I don't know, but many research articles worldwide showing that it's really a big challenge because our soil mainly are very polluted. This it's not the point to speak about, but it's something to think, and maybe if you want to look something in Google. Because sometimes there is an organic plantation, organic area with some food. Okay, wow, it's organic, but soil can be really contaminated during so many years of pesticides, and just it's not only the point to have agriculture organic cultivation, but the point is how is this soil and how you eat after this vegetable that harvest area. So, but this is the point with our clays. It's something that is keep it very pure.
Yeah. So maybe now you can go ahead and see more regarding the test. Infatti quest'oggi ci focalizzeremo su particolari test che sono stati effettuati circa la stimolazione o l'inibizione di espressione genica da parte delle nostre argille, quindi delle argille di terra mater, in particolar modo riguardanti pelli sensibili, quindi pelli atopiche, quindi in particolar modo si parla di dermatite atopica perché come noi sappiamo, specialmente negli ultimi tempi e specialmente a causa anche dell'ambiente in cui stiamo vivendo, i problemi di pelle sensibile sono diventati sempre più e più considerati e più presi anche a cuore dalle aziende come problematiche da risolvere. Quindi qui non si tratta solo di vere e proprie patologie, quindi qualcosa con cui magari una persona già potrebbe anche nascere, ma di problematiche che derivano dall'inquinamento, ma inquinamento che può essere outdoor ma anche indoor, perché si è scoperto che anche all'interno della casa, anche all'interno di casa ci sono dei fattori che possono provocare appunto dei danni come se fosse una sorta di pollution. Ecco, quindi in questo caso andiamo proprio a valutare le condizioni di una pelle che è diciamo caratterizzata da, in questo caso, dermatite atopica, quindi con caratteristiche di dermatite atopica.
Yeah, perfect. And this study we made in bioalternatives or bioalternatives in France, as I told before, and it's an important lab in France. And one of the top in the world concerning this study. And the point is how the clays work, or if the clays really has some benefits in this kind, I mean, in this topic scheme. Yeah. And as you know, we know as Mara told, in a normal scheme, we have a very stable and very complex system to keep it under balance. Our skin, I think everybody knows, we work with cosmetics, and I remember one of my classes after my graduation, some school that I made, some studies that I keep a full weekend from Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday morning, just studying the skin, how the skin works, and it's so complex, so amazing, and concerning all vulnerability and pollution, and so that we have nowadays, and when we are teenager with our more sensitive skin, or when we are mature skin, also there are some other issues, our stress, our pollution, our lack of nutrients. So it's not impossible, to find an topic, a balanced skin, but all our skin are quite atopic, in a topic.
Yes, it's true, it's true.
Perfect. And then the idea, Mara already explained explain well about the idea that's the gene expression in a reconstructed human epidermis. It's under a module that's a non-stimulated, that we say it's a basal condition, or a stimulated, that what we say here atopic, but stimulated with inflammatory cytokines, like a mix that you know, EL4, EL13, and so. So inducing then chronic phase of atopic dermatitis. Okay. And when we speak about the gene expression, it's, as you know, we have our DNA, but the DNA by itself makes nothing. The point is how this will work as a transcription to RNA, and then after the proteins production. And this way, like the point 4, we have a regulation that can be upregulated or downregulated. And this is the point of this study. Okay, we studied 32 genes that we'll see if something changes, or if it's upregulated or downregulated, that Mara will explain after. But here, then we can find that what we want to see is concerning then the how will work these proteins, how will be stimulated or not, or inhibit these proteins, and how will be these benefits for the skin concerning the cell function and all skin balance. Correct? In fact, we studied 30, let me just put down here, sorry, okay, 32 genes concerning different characteristics. First is 2 genes for housekeeping. It means to have some like control, that they know very well the results and the expected results, to have the statistic control and the method control. And after, genes to concern the innate immunity, the antimicrobial peptides, concern inflammation, and also the antioxidative or oxidative and cellular stress response, the keratinocytes proliferation, and the different function, barrier function, and the differentiation concerning since the basal skin layer up to the other layers, and how it works to more thin or thick skin, and also regarding the hydration. That's really interesting, because there is the clays, as also Mara told before, they can absorb like an environment, but also we know that one of the clay's action mechanisms is to absorb the impurities from our skin. And how is concerned the hydration? Are the clays, they will dehydrate, or I have a dry skin, I mean in winter, as you are now, and it's cold, it's a dry weather, and can I use clay? But in fact, there are different kinds of clays and also different efficacy concerning all this hydration, what we want to show today. So, and then
it's very important to let the customer understand that the kaolin is not able to absorb water if you speak regarding formulation. Quindi se voi volete avere un prodotto all'interno della vostra formulazione che vi assorba dell'acqua, sicuramente non andrete ad utilizzare il kaolino, ma più facilmente una bentonite. La stessa cosa è per quanto riguarda la pelle, quindi sicuramente l'argilla caolinica non avrà lo stesso potere assorbente che avrà un'argilla bentonitica di assorbire acqua e quindi di disidratare la pelle. Quindi secondo me anche il rapporto tra formulazione e attività sulla pelle dà ancora di più l'idea sul fatto che il kaolino non è in grado proprio di assorbire acqua. Ecco.
Yeah, sorry. And the difference is really very high because like bentonite can absorb around 600%. It's a lot. And kaolin can absorb, our kaolin absorbs around 80% water and oil. And bentonite clays can absorb 600% of water. And this the reason that also bentonite, like some bentonite or mortmarolite, magnesium aluminum silicate, they can they have also swelling capacity. They can increase the viscosity a lot. It's also interesting for some specific cosmetic purpose. It is not to say no, bentonite is not good, only kaolin is good. No, it depends on which applications are you're looking for, correct?
Yes.
And here, Tersil line, specifically Tersil gem, that's a study that we made clay, our clay with the green and the white kaolin, but it's our Tersil line. And this study, of course, is a powder. And this research we made with 2 different doses. One of them low doses, that's around 0.5 milligrams per milliliter during 24 hours. The applications took 24 hours. And a high dose with almost pure clay and water, ultra pure water, that it's considered then here the high dose that were applied on the skin during 1 hour in this reconstituted skin, reconstructed human epidermis during 1 hour. And after removed, and after 24 hours of incubation, were read the results, correct? And then we find different kind of results.
Yes. Quindi diciamo che è stata utilizzata una bassa percentuale per più tempo di contatto e un'elevata una percentuale più elevata, ma per minor tempo perché è stata diciamo risciacquata via e poi l'incubazione è durata 24 ore. I think that this table is very important to understand the results. Infatti, come potete vedere, è segnalato col colore azzurro una percentuale quindi di espressione dei nostri geni, se è superiore al 300% o compresa tra 200 e 300% significa che il nostro gene è stato stimolato in maniera forte oppure no. Dove vedrete poi anche nelle tabelle uno sfondo di colore bianco significa che non c'è stata né stimolazione né inibizione, quindi è un po' come se si fossero mantenuti diciamo le nostre espressioni geniche under balance, quindi in equilibrio, quindi non c'è stata una modifica sostanziale, che a volte è già importante questa ed è già un'attività importante questa. Invece dove vedrete il colore verde significa che c'è stata un'inibizione diciamo debole o una forte inibizione in base ovviamente al valore. Quindi secondo me la cosa importante, questo perché diciamo che ho visto anche la presentazione prima e è giusto spiegarlo nella maniera corretta per far capire i risultati, perché ho visto le tabelle diciamo generiche ed erano miliardi di numeri che Pedro ha dovuto poi cercare di riassumere per dare un'idea più concreta dell'attività e poi dei risultati. Però è giusto tenere in considerazione anche dove non vedrete di sfondo, quindi dove lo sfondo sarà bianco, comunque è sottolineato il risultato che vogliamo farvi notare, per capire che spesso è importante anche che a fronte di una overstimolazione durante un processo infiammatorio è già un ottimo risultato non avere neanche un'inibizione, ma avere semplicemente la nostra espressione genica under balance, quindi tenuta sotto controllo.
Perfect. Yeah, it's a complex and very rich result and study, really complete. And here you show an abstract, just a few data, because if you, and it's available, please, all the full data, that's no problem. Our side, we can send you, again, we can discuss. If someone of you, please, want to know more, and want to discuss this, please, Mara and all ActiveBox team are ready to do this also with me. We can schedule a specific call, and because it's really very complex and there are many data. All this, and as also very well explained, that there are different situations like the basal, as I explained before. There is I will show here better. Sorry. There is the basal that's control. There is the reconstructed human epidermis in the with water or physiological water. So, and there is the validation, and it's really important because it's the reconstructed human epidermis with all these inflammatory cytokines. Okay.
Yes.
And then the same condition with the clay in 20 with low and high doses, and also the same atopic condition, but then with also the clay in low and high condition. So there's really dozens of data. That's really funny and interesting to discuss. Okay, let's start it.
Yes, è molto importante tenere conto appunto dei diversi dati che sono stati presi, quindi basale, ossia una pelle in condizioni normali, poi abbiamo la nostra pelle stimolata in condizioni normali con le nostre argille, una pelle atopica stimolata con le nostre argille e invece valori di riferimento di quelli che sono di una pelle infiammata senza alcun trattamento.
Yeah. So, and then this is the first that we see here in the right, very right, in the blue. That's the atopic situation. That is the positive control. So that's where there is just the reconstructed epidermis with the inflammatory interleukin, and then we can see there's a very high increase gene stimulation, thanks in the gene expression. So, and when we see the same condition with the clay, with Tersil, we can see that it's under control. Didn't stimulate it, and so didn't also inhibit. There is no inhibition as well. So that's interesting. Why? Because under this control, under this stimulated inflammatory condition, the clay got it to keep it under balance without inflammation in a balanced skin. And also in the second line, even the weighted condition is a very high increase stimulation. In fact, it was an inhibition. So also in basal conditions, it showed really there is a very interesting innate immunity control and balance. The same for inflammation. That's really, really interesting as well. That we saw that in the control, positive control, it showed a high, very high, in fact, increased stimulation, or there is also inhibition. Important, as we saw before, statistically, is a stimulation it's above 200%, and an inhibition should be less than 50%. So it's really a high. It's changed totally the unbalanced, totally the skin, atopic skin. Of course, it's what we wait. But then with clays just keep it totally under control. That's so anti-inflammation. A benefit for the skin. This is really interesting, for instance, for sunscreens products, for after procedures, for instance, for aesthetics procedures, for dermatological procedures, that we have some unbalance in our skin, like a peeling with retinoic acid or something like this, and the protocol after finishing, you can use a clay, a moisturizer with clay and with Tersil, or also a sunscreen that will really degrease. And this is something that we saw, in fact, during many years. We use it up to healing process that many people knows, but now we have proved really how it really works. It works as an anti-inflammatory and protecting the skin, correct? And also this antioxidant activity as well, and the validation, the positive control. We can see a very high stimulation, and in fact, when we have our Tersil, there is under control, or even there is an inhibition of the superoxide dismutase, and already being an antioxidant. We have this claim of this antioxidant activity. Another point, another gen. Sorry.
Sorry, no, it's that I think that is very important. Consider that sometimes it's better that the gene expression is under balance that is inhibits.
Yeah, and this is the point, because with the clays, in my point of view, it's nothing. Not that I like to say, okay, I'm so, but in fact, I studied clays during so many years, and also with a master degree, PhD in university, studying clay. And for me, the key word of clay is balance. Correct? It's balance, and the point that we can see in this slide concerning, for instance, the keratinocytes proliferation. If our skin is under balance, the clay don't change the balance situation. You can understand? Don't will stimulate, don't will inhibit the gene expression. Just keep it under balance. But this is the point. If my skin is okay, if my skin is under balance, I don't need to do nothing, correct? We know that the age process, if it's under balance, there is nothing so much to do. But if I have a topic situation that mainly, I think 99% of our skin, of our people, we have our skin under a topic situation, we need to help to have again this skin under balance. And what our Tersil really do, we can see here very clearly, also concerning the keratinocytes proliferation, that a topic situation in the very right here, we see there is inhibition, but when we have even with low doses, low concentration or high concentration, we see that it changed. It protected the skin from this aggression.
So it's not just an anti-inflammatory effect, but as you told before, it's also something very good for the skin barrier, for the protection of the skin. So I think that this is the results and the most important things to know. That is a kind of in Italy we say testimone of how your clays works. So in different stages.
Yeah, and in fact, I'll be honest, we need to study very deeply each one of these gene expression to understand it better, concerning also the cosmetic benefits that we are looking for. And this is this discussion that we have already here. I made it with the expert in bioalternatives of France, the manager, the research manager of this study, this research, and we discussed it a lot about this, and this is we can be really sure that we can prove and support these benefits to our customer, to the authorities, and when we need to register our cosmetic as well, and all the marketing benefits that we want to claim. And in this point here, finally, just more 2 slides concerning the results, but also interesting, the different function, barrier function. That is something also quite different, because with the age, our skin becomes thinner, and the idea is, but it depends of the aggression. Some sun, you see that the skin is totally different as well. And in this case also, we see that with the atopic situation, with this positive control, there is really totally a very strong inhibition. Only the last one, there is then very higher. But we see the tertiary line, it keep under control. With the clays, it keep it under control, and we can claim then a soothing skin, that it's not thinner or thicker, but it's a soother, a softer skin. That's really what we are looking for when we speak about skincare.
Yes. And
the last one, that's the hydration. That's for me was really a huge surprise. When I choose the gens, I didn't choose hydration, because for me it was not so interesting. Okay, I know that our clays didn't remove the water content; it keeps it under control. But I think that we cannot claim hydration benefit. But in fact, it proved by the gene expression that Tersil has this hydration capacity. Under this atopic situation, during this atopic situation, clay situation, we see that it's totally unbalanced. There is inhibition, there is a very high forgot the name, it's stimulated.
Stimulation.
A lot. Stimulation, yes. But when you see the Tersil, it keep it under control totally. So it's a hydrated skin. It's what really we are looking for, and it's what so many users.
You will probably have the same results of a basal skin. That is a good result, considering that the skin is an atopic skin.
Yes, totally. And then, you know, because each method, like the transepidermal water loss, we have different measures. We just measure of course, how much water clay are losing or not. But in fact, these studies inside, it's much better to support that we see concerning this gene expression, that in a long-lasting effect is what really matters. Because I think many of you knows that the point hydration is quite polemic sometimes, because if you have like a mineral oil, it's the top moisturizer active ingredient, but in fact it's not healthy for the skin.
No.
And the point is not only to keep it hydrated, but in fact to keep it under control, under balance. And this the Tersil made it.
And I think that it's very good to analyze different reason, different cause of the hydration of the skin, like the aquaporin, that are these channels that are inside the skin and helps the water to go throughout the skin. So it's a real value. This means that the hydration is not more because you have a film on your skin. It's more because act in a biological way.
Yeah, that's the point.
More than one, for sure, because we can see in this slide, in questa slide possiamo vedere non neanche la stimolazione, ma il fatto che viene ridotta l'inibizione, quindi le acquaporine, il contenuto di acquaporine anche in una pelle che è ormai diciamo debilitata resta uguale rispetto ad una pelle normale, e la ialuronosintasi, quindi per quanto riguarda la stimolazione della produzione di acido ialuronico, che ovviamente è un fattore idratante molto importante all'interno della nostra pelle, anche in questo caso viene mantenuta costante, quindi come espressione genica. Quindi significa che le nostre argille non agiscono solo in maniera fisica, ma agiscono tramite dei meccanismi biologici, come tutti gli altri attivi, ed è per questa ragione che infatti noi li definiamo naturalmente tecnologici.
Yes, and this all support the previous study that we have in Japan, and also concerning the electrical field. That's one of the main action mechanisms that the clay really keep it under balance. It accelerates the skin barrier homeostasis. And when we have balanced skin, we can see this also concern the hydration that are so important. And it's nothing that you apply once, but it's interesting concerning also the versatility, because we can apply it in all cosmetics. from a low concentration, like a kaolin, white kaolin in color cosmetics, or a mask, traditional mask that also you have benefits.
Yes.
So then for the main benefits, there is an antioxidant activity, a very important hydration as well, the anti-inflammatory activity and soothing effect, and all of them that we can say is the protection and skin under balance. A protection like from rosacea, from different issues, skin issues, and atopic dermatitis. And that's what we, as a skincare, and also for hair, it's interesting because when you think about hair, we are thinking about the scalp, and then we have many of these benefits like the anti-inflammatory activity, the antioxidant activity, the hydration also for the scalp, that it's very important to have a nice and better hairs, correct?
Yes, even because the health of the hair depends a lot on the health of the scalp. So if you treat your scalp in a good way, for sure your hair will have good results.
Yeah, and for me it's interesting that during so many years we just took care about our hair. It's like when we have a flower in our house, in our garden, in some pot, and we just take care about the leaves, and we forgot to take care about the soil and the roots. And it's quite more or less the same. Okay,
even because you live in Brazil, where you have a very, very strong culture regarding the hair.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think,
but as cosmetic company, that's perfect. It's good.
Yes, I think that it's very important sorry, I speak in Italian, sottolineare che queste attività che vi vengono presentate in questa slide sono solo quelle che sono state studiate tramite l'espressione genica di questi 32 diversi geni, ma come vi abbiamo detto prima, sia io sia Pedro, le attività delle argille e altri test che sono stati effettuati precedentemente a questi riguardanti l'espressione genica sono molteplici. È importante, secondo me, focalizzare l'attenzione sul fatto che le argille non sono unicamente utilizzabili per prodotti per l'impurità piuttosto che il controllo del sebo, ma hanno tantissime altre attività che ora Terra Mater sta cercando appunto per dare ancora più valore ai prodotti che loro hanno, di studiarli sotto diversi punti di vista.
Perfect. And the idea really to with benefits for all cosmetics, from a low concentration to a really high concentration, pure clay, but in between that we prove it that we really find benefits. So we can suggest the traditional masks, but also for skincare, really interesting. We are sending some prototypes. Please ask Danielle and Mara about these prototypes that we can send to you. And like a moisturizer with 3%, 4% clay, keep it very soft, very small particle size. And we are working this, improving also this industrialization to supply a better and better product. And with color, that in fact there is doesn't change the skin color or the hair color. This is important. And for color cosmetics, of course, it's really important, as I know in Italy as well, mainly in Italy, that you have so strong companies in this field as well, but like kaolin or other benefits, and hair care and technological products, correct, like a bar shampoo and wireless cosmetics that's becoming so trendy, and also that the clays just work perfectly in this kind of products with important prices for these products because it decreases the industrial costs, and also we have pH benefits and different benefits for wireless cosmetic as well.
We have just one question, Pedro, regarding how to formulate with your clays. I don't know if you want maybe to explain how it works when you have to add, if there are some pH or temperature that is better to respect.
Yeah, perfect. A good question. That as I don't know in Italian, but I think the main point as all minerals, it works for our clays, of course, but also it's important like for titanium dioxide, other minerals that you imagine. That is the shear rate. How much energy? It's not for our clays. It's not necessary to heat. For kaolin clays, it's not necessary to heat. For bentonite clays, then it's necessary to heat at around 70, 80 degrees Celsius during 30 minutes. Sorry, 30 minutes. But our kaolin clays, it's not necessary. But you need a very strong shear rate because you need to cut with a specific anchor that you can cut better, and disperse in water is the best option. You can also disperse in the oil phase, that's okay, but mainly because you need to, after transfer, or keep it suspended. Industrial volumes can be more difficult. So the idea and suggestion always is to disperse very well in the water with high shear rate. The point is that they will disperse. Never any mineral will dissolve, and this is an important
questo è molto importante, perché ovviamente le argille non possono essere sciolte in acqua, ma possono essere tenute in sospensione. Abbiamo anche tantissimi esempi formulativi, i prototipi adesso ci stanno arrivando, e avremo poi appunto esempi formulativi sia di attuali prototipi che possiamo spedire, sia delle formulazioni di esempio per quanto riguarda hair care, quindi si possono formulare shampoo, maschere, balsami, piuttosto che make-up, quindi anche se si vogliono creare delle BB cream, delle CC cream, si può utilizzare ad esempio la cocoa brown, quindi l'argilla già che è colorata, oppure creare dei mix con le altre argille. Pedro, at the moment we don't have other question, I think. No, at the moment no. I think that we can give our availability if someone would like to organize some call to speak maybe directly regarding your clays. It's better to è bene ricordare appunto le varie caratteristiche, le varie certificazioni di queste argille, visto che tutti ormai si stanno un po' muovendo verso soprattutto la certificazione Cosmos e Vegan. Abbiamo tutta la documentazione a riguardo per quanto appunto riguarda metalli pesanti, contenuto microbiologico. Terra Mater è anche molto, diciamo, aperta e disponibile a migliorare i processi di decontaminazione nel caso appunto ci fossero dei limiti aziendali da rispettare o dei limiti che vogliono essere, diciamo, tenuti al di sotto di alcuni valori per appunto ragioni aziendali. Come vedete appunto qui c'è la mia mail mara.bisio@activebox.it se avete delle domande, se no la mail della mia collega Daniela, quindi daniela.ronchetti@activebox.it. Vi arriverà, vi ricordo di scaricare la table che trovate qui, così avete già un'idea di che cosa offre il portfolio di Terra Mater. Poi in seguito metterò questa presentazione sia sul nostro sito web, quindi www.activebox.it, che il video sul nostro canale YouTube, oppure direttamente dal link al nostro sito. Pedro, thank you very much for your time and for this presentation and this new and incredible test.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you very much. Grazie mille, and thank you. I'm available to discuss it and promote it and to learn also with everyone.
Yes,
thank you, and have a good.
Yes,
Sorry?
I think that organize call directly with the supplier, even if we are obliged to stay far in this moment. It's very good and have a very good effect. Yeah. Like to be in the same place, because
Yes.
this kind of yes.
And please, if you want some samples, something like this, I'm pretty sure that ActiveBox can send to you. You can use it, please, or the men also, but the women, please make a mask with our clay. You see the difference. You can ask for a sample for this. We can send to you. You will see the difference. It's just amazing.
Sorry, there is a question.
Yeah,
no, grazie Mara, thank you Pedro.
Grazie. Grazie.
Grazie mille. Probabilmente vi comparirà al termine del webinar un'indagine nella quale insomma vi viene un po' richiesto come vi è sembrato questo webinar, se conoscevate già i prodotti e aspettate, wait, there is another. Ah, ok, thank you. There is people that say us thank you.
Thank you very much.
Vi ricordo solo che gli appuntamenti con i webinar di ActiveBox non terminano oggi, quindi faremo ancora un webinar la settimana prossima con il nostro supplier Chemi Union e uno anche il 16 dicembre, quindi la settimana diciamo prima della vigilia di Natale. ActiveBox never stop.
Wow, good job.
Grazie a tutti e thank you very much again, Pedro.
Thank you to everyone also. Thank you, Mara. Thank you, ActiveBox. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.